So, welcome back to another Funconventional with a slightly updated look, let's say. That huge shout outs to Pedro for basically giving this channel an overhaul with the templates for this Funconventional, as well as the thumbnails and the new logo, as you've probably seen as well. So the link will be in the description to his Twitter, because I'm very happy with the work he did. So if you want any kind of commission, then go and check him out. You won't be disappointed. But we're back with Funconventional, and this time I'm going to be going with Gmax Coalossal, because Coalossal was something that people kind of viewed as a gimmick, but now I think is actually entirely viable with its Gigantamax form. Setting the sand was okay with regular Coalossal, and getting the special defense boost as well, because obviously you're going to be getting the weakness policy boost. That's pretty much the only usable Coalossal set, I think. I don't think you should be using it any other way. But setting the sand was nice for the special defense boost, but the Gmax Volcolith basically doing exactly the same thing as Charizard's Gmax Wildfire, and you would have definitely seen how much damage that does as well. Because one of the things that Coalossal had against it, I think, when it was in its Dynamax form as well, it still has that problem, but it's mitigated somewhat by the Volcolith, is it's just a little bit too weak, even with the weakness policy, because 80 attack and 80 special attack is not the best at all, and probably one of the weakest mons that you'll put a weakness policy on to try and get the boosts, but the Steam Engine definitely justifies the weakness policy boost as well. But you would miss out on quite a few KOs just as a regular Coalossal, and I guess you're still going to when you're going for Gmax Flares and basically any non-rock move, but the Volcolith kind of solves that problem for Coalossal, because even though you may miss a KO, you suddenly get that KO with the Volcolith. The Volcolith, the 6th damage each turn is super significant, as you would have seen from Charizard as well, and Coalossal can do it just as well. So I think that it definitely has a place in this metagame as well. It always will. If Togekiss is going to be the #1 Pokemon in the format, then Coalossal is always going to be a good pick to counter that. So I've got two sets here for Coalossal. Again, like I said, should always be the weakness policy set in my opinion, but you can either run it physical or special, and that is one of the nice things about Coalossal, is it does have that flexibility, having the same attack and special attack. But this one's going to be the physical one, and I've gone with 4 offensive moves for both of my Coalossal sets. If you've heard me talk about Protect in VGC20, for some reason I don't think it's actually worthwhile on most sets, but that tends to be the teams that I build as well. Protect is perfectly viable on Coalossal if you want to sacrifice one of the coverage moves. But I think that all 4 of these moves are very nice on Coalossal. You obviously want both your stabs in a fire move and a rock move, especially the rock move, to be able to set the Gmax Volcolith. And Rock Slide and Stone Edge both have the same power as the Gmax moves, so I think the Rock Slide is always going to be better. Pretty much any time you're going to be getting a Gmax Rockfall going, or Volcolith in this case, like with Durant as well, Rock Slide is the choice over Stone Edge, and I think that's exactly the same for this Coalossal as well, especially if you're getting your Steam Engine and putting yourself at +6 speed. Everyone knows what Rock Slide can do as well if it's coming off a very fast Pokemon. So Rock Slide makes a lot of sense here. Flare Blitz is its strongest fire move as well, getting 140 base power with its Gmax Flare, and you're not going to be taking the recoil when you're in your Gmax form, and by the time that you are taking recoil, you probably KO 2 or 3 mons, so I think that's definitely worthwhile. Earthquake makes up for the lack of Rockfall setting the sand, so you can still get your special defense boost as well, and Explosion both gives you max strike as well, another form of speed control so that you can help out your teammates after you set the Volcolith, and also gives you the option of just going for the weakness policy and booming immediately, because one of the main Pokemon that's going to be setting the Steam Engine for Coalossal is Surf Dragapult, because it's so fast and it's a Ghost type. So you can go immediately for Surf and Explosion. You don't need to use your Dynamax on the Coalossal. So that gives a really nice alternative mode for the Coalossal as well, meaning that you don't have to Dynamax it. And I think you can afford to fit Solar Beam on your physical Coalossal if you really, really need that coverage as well. I think Earthquake is probably the move you'd want to take out for any of these alternatives if you wanted them. But Solar Beam if you really, really need to deal with Gastrodon, even without the being a special Coalossal, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. with that overgrowth. Body press is a way of increasing your attack even further, so like I was saying, you may just miss out on some KOs, but if you get to +3, then you're suddenly going to get all the KOs. And you've got a very respectable defense stat anyway, so you'll be able to do some damage with the body presses afterwards when you've lost your Gmax, or even if you just stay non-Gmax as well. If you used your Dynamax on something else and then you still have the Coalossal, then body press is entirely reasonable damage. And Heavy Slam is a way of getting defense boosts as well, like the Earthquake giving the potential to give the special defense boost, then Heavy Slam gives the option to give defense boosts. And if you have Heavy Slam, then body press becomes even more viable because you get those defense boosts to boost the body press even further. And like I say, Protect is, like, it's always going to be a worthwhile move to have on a Pokemon, but I never seem to find space on it. But if you wanted to go with the special Dragapult instead, then it's exactly the same spreads as the Animate one. And I didn't mention what the spread did either. But you just shift the attack into the special attack instead, because I've got enough speed. It outspeeds the Scarf to Manitan after the Steam Engine. I don't think that just going max speed on Coalossal is really that worthwhile, unless you're running Scarf Dragapult, I guess, because Scarf Dragapult can outspeed Excadrill in the sand, and then that would let the max speed Coalossal outspeed Excadrill in the sand as well. But it's a lot of wasted bulk potential that you have on the Coalossal, given that you're going to be outspeeding almost everything anyway. And I've just basically sped crept A-Drive's Coalossal, because he outsped Scarf to Manitan as well, but then I've just put a couple of more points in, just to creep, because I always try and speed creep whenever I can. So it's easily going to outspeed stuff like Dragapult as well anyway, so pretty much only things like Excadrill in the sand will be outspeeding this Coalossal, but I think you need a bit too much to guarantee that anyway, because those things will be outspeeding your Dragapult, so they'll be able to attack the Coalossal before the Dragapult makes the Coalossal faster than those things anyway. So I think I prefer the bulk on my Coalossals, and given the attack stat that you want to be as high as possible, and that hits the 11N with the 236 plus. I've got a 50% chance left over of surviving a Excadrill max Quake. So that's not too bad. Could be better, but given what is left over, given the fact that I'm pretty sure you want max attack or special attack, depending on whether you're a physical or special, then that's the best you can do. And yeah, it's still going to be very bulky. And with this special one as well, I think I prefer physical. You don't get intimidated when you're special, but then your max moves are weaker. The Flare Blitz gives 140 base power for its max moves. Heat Wave is only 130. And Ancient Power is even weaker. I think it's 110 for, not even 120 for its max base power. But and yeah, Ancient Power is the move, or Volcalith is going to be the move you're kicking the most with Coalossal. And off of Ancient Power, it's not going to be doing as much damage as Rock Slide. So depends whether you're really concerned about Intimidate or not. I think I prefer the extra power that will come out from the physical side, because you will be clicking you'll want to click Volcalith as much as possible, and if it's only 110 base power, then that's not very good at all. And you can justify Solar Beam a lot more on the special one, but it still has its place on the physical one. And then Earth Power is just the same thing as Earthquake here, being able to give those special defense boosts to the Coalossal. So gets Scald apparently. When I was just looking through the Coalossal moveset, apparently it gets Scald, so that could be quite a funny addition. Maybe to win the Coalossal Mirror, so that you can max Geyser the opposing Colossals. Although if you're in that position, you probably just want to be max Geysering with whatever would be surfing. But that could be a funny alternative as well. And kind of like the Solar Beam on the physical Coalossal, Explosion is easily viable on the special Coalossal as well, because it's got such a high base power. Even if you are pure special, you'll still be able to do a lot of damage with that Explosion. And yeah, Protect is always viable on every Pokemon, but on my Coalossals, I don't think I would have space for it. So I'm going to be using a Coalossal team for the next this coming Believe in Boyt, so look forward to that, and please put into the comment section all the suggestions for the future Funconventional Pokemon that you want to be seeing. I will be taking suggestions just from the Funconventional comments, not the Believe in Boyt comments, just on the Funconventional videos, only the comments only suggestions in those comments for the future Funconventional Pokemon. So please put in the comments of this video, the Pokemon that you want to see next on Funconventional, and maybe it will be featured. Thanks for watching.